So how about that finish? My name's Tyler Johnson. I'm gonna do the Chicagoland race review or the race weekend. This weekend there were 4 races in the NASCAR circuit. There was the ARCA race. There was the ARCA. There was trucks. There was Xfinity, and of course there was Cup. I'm gonna start with the ARCA race. I thought it was okay. I know the 15 guy, some guy named Self, he won. I don't think it's Austin Wayne Self, but I remember he had a dinosaur car, so that was pretty cool. Friday was the Chicagoland race for the trucks. I thought that was okay. I thought it was better than ARCA. And of course, Brett Moffitt won. And it was controversial a couple weeks ago because Brett Moffitt didn't have a sponsor for Chicagoland. Luckily, he got one. That was good for him. Hopefully, he gets a sponsor for Kentucky. Then we move on to Xfinity. I saw the first 2 stages, then I had to go to work, unfortunately. But the first 2 stages, they seemed pretty bland and tame and boring. But I know Kyle Larson won. Freaking leeches. I know, am I right? And let's get into the Cup race. I'm going to do a review of it, and then I'm going to talk about the big move of the race. I'll get to the big move of the race, obviously, in the review. Let's get right into the review. So we have the green flag. Paul Menard is on pole. His second pole, but his first in 10 years. His last pole was Daytona in July of 2008. Ironically, Kyle Busch won that race, so there's that. Ryan Blaney starts second, so we have the green flag. 21 Paul Menard pulls ahead, but within 5 laps, Blaney, that Penske power, he pulls ahead and passes Paul Menard. Lap 19, Blaney leads about 14 laps. Clint Bowyer passes him. And Truex had to start 36 because his qualifying time was disallowed because he didn't pass some inspection. But he makes his way to the top 10 within 20 laps. In 22 laps. Lap 22 to lap 40, nothing really happened, so there's nothing to summarize. So we have a pit stop cycle between lap 40 and lap 50. The only notable thing was Clint Bowyer, the race leader at the time, gets a pit stop penalty twice for too fast exiting. So basically what happens is the 14, he goes in, gets his service, goes out, gets a penalty for too fast exiting. He gets pissed off. He comes back in. He gets the penalty again, and he has to come back in. That sucks for him. But at this moment, there are people trying to gamble, waiting for a caution. People like Austin Dillon, Ryan Newman, David Reagan, Chris Buescher. They try to stay out on like lap 49. And at this time, the front runners, Eric Almirola, Clint Bowyer, no, not Clint Bowyer, he got the penalties. Truex, Harvick, Kurt Busch. They're like 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, and they're jostling for position on. And they keep doing this till like lap 60. And at this point, there's only 2 cars that are left to the cycle, Austin Dillon and Ryan Newman. And at this point, Eric Almirola, he's 3rd, Truex is 4th, Harvick's 5th, Kurt Busch is 6th. And as there's only 2 cars left, Austin Dillon, one of the people that was trying to out-cycle the cycle, goes in and pits. And on lap 62, the next lap, Ryan Newman pits, the cycle's complete. Eric Almirola, during the cycle, passed Martin Truex. He cycles out to the lead. Nothing really happens between lap 62 and lap 80, which is the stage end. And Eric Almirola wins the stage. Kyle Larson was 2nd. Martin Truex Jr. was 3rd. We have pit stops at the end of stage 1. The 10, he comes out 1st. Truex, he falls back 9 spots because he's boxed in by Ryan Blaney. So that sucks for him. He comes out like 12th. That sucks for him. Stage 2, we have the start. We have Eric Almirola in 1st, Kevin Harvick in 2nd. They have the green flag. Eric Almirola, Kevin Harvick, they pull ahead. Eric Almirola pulls ahead of Kevin Harvick, but usually with Harvick, within 5 laps, Harvick pulls ahead. And then we have another pit stop cycle around lap 122. Nothing really happens, nothing notable. Kevin Harvick, nothing really happens. He cycles out back to the lead. 7 laps later, on lap 129, we have a caution for, I think, debris. I don't know what the caution was for. I was watching the race at a sports bar, so I didn't have any audio. Somebody tell me in the comments, was the caution on lap 129 for debris? Let me know. Okay, so then we have the caution. Then we have pit stops. 12 takes 2 tires. He's out 1st. Eric Almirola, he's out 2nd. He's the first car to take 4 tires. But then we have the restart on lap 132. Ryan Newman stayed out. He's the leader. The 12 is 2nd with those 2 tires. We have the restart. The 12 pulls out to the lead because he has those fresh tires, or 2 fresh tires in the clean air. Ryan Newman, he falls like a rock because he has old tires. Blaney gets out. He's 1st. Eric Almirola is 2nd, followed by Kyle Larson in 3rd. Eric Almirola, within about 10 laps, he tracks down Brian Blaney. He bumps him out of the way. Eric Almirola to the lead. 41 is in hot pursuit of the 10, so he's second. The 12 falls back to third. Lap 143, unfortunately, Eric Almirola, his career, he's had piece of crap equipment for so long, but he has an unscheduled pit stop. That sucks for him because he falls back to 25th and he's a lap down. Kurt Busch presumes the lead. Nothing really happens till the stage end on lap 160. And Kevin Harvick, he kind of tracks down Kurt Busch in those 17 laps. He passes Kurt Busch in the final corner of the stage. Kevin Harvick, and they were in a close battle. They were like side by side. I think they actually hit, but nothing really happened. Kevin Harvick passes Kurt in the final corner. Your stage winner for stage 2, Kevin Harvick. Kurt Busch is second. Truex Jr. third. And we have the stage 2 in pit stops. Kevin Harvick, he takes 4 tires. He's out first. Truex Jr. doesn't screw up this time, is out third. We have the restart. We have Kevin Harvick in the front. We have Kurt Busch in second. We have Truex in third. 41, he pulls ahead. And Kyle Larson, I think he's in the back. He's in like 4th or 5th. But, you know, they cycle out. They kind of get strung out. Lap 170, we have Kyle Larson go to the lead. And as Kurt Busch falls back, the 4 and the 78, they pass him. Now Kyle Larson's in the lead. Kevin Harvick is second. And Truex Jr. is third. Lap 176, Kevin Harvick's able to track down Larson. And Kevin Harvick's now your leader. The next lap, we have a caution for Denny Hamlin. He spins. He just gets loose off of turn 2, and that brings out a caution. We have pit stops because of tire fall off. Joe Logano, he takes 2 tires. He's out first. Kevin Harvick, the first guy to take 4 tires, is out second. And Truex screws up again, loses 7 spots on pit road. He gets out 10th. I don't remember what it was for, but it's probably something stupid. On the restart, we had Brad Keselowski and we had Eric Almirola. They stayed out. They wanted the wave around. Or Eric Almirola wanted the wave around. Brad Keselowski was in the lead lap. Anyways, we have Brad Keselowski first, Eric Almirola second, Joey Logano third, and Kevin Harvick fourth. We have the restart. Brad Keselowski leads, Joey Logano in second, Harvick in third. And on lap 187, Harvick has those 4 tires. He passes the 22 and the 2 for the lead. Then we go to lap 208. Nothing really happens in those 20 laps. We have a caution for Cole Witt. He hits the wall. That sucks for Cole Witt. It was an unsponsored car, so nothing sucks more than driving a car that has no sponsors and not really a lot of money and then hit the wall. That sucks for them. Then we have pit stops. Kyle Busch, who's been lurking back in the top 10 generally the whole race. He takes his pits. He pits with everyone else. Kyle Busch comes out first. Harvick comes out second. We have a restart. Kyle Busch, the king of restarts, he pulls ahead, and nothing really happens in between the lap 208 and about 230. But right now we have Kyle Busch first, Kevin Harvick second, Kyle Larson third. On around lap 230-ish, 234, 235, Kyle Larson, he passes Kevin Harvick for second, and now he's chasing down Kyle Busch. That's exactly what he does in between lap 230 and 260. I remember I was watching the ticker. Lap 230, he was about 3.5 seconds back. Lap 235, he's 2.7. Lap 240, he's 1.9. Lap 250, he's 1.1. And he's able to close in on lap 260. Now there's 7 laps to go, and he's within a second. And on about lap 264, Kyle Busch, he gets boxed in by a bunch of lap cars, like Ricky Stenhouse, like Kurt Busch, like Ryan Newman. But Ryan Newman, being the guy that he is, I'm not disrespecting him for it, but Ryan Newman, he races Kyle Busch hard. Kyle Busch, he screws up the entry because he didn't have the preferred line. I think the 17 got in the back of him a little bit. He got a little bit loose. Kyle Larson's able to close, but he still has those lap cars to pass. And on lap 266 with 2 to go, Kyle Larson is there. And he's basically trailing him for the last lap. And we go to the white flag. And I'm going to provide a summary of this because this is one of probably the most controversial moves of the season. I'm going to provide my input. Alright, so we have the last lap. Kyle Larson's about 4/10 back of Kyle Busch. He dives it into turn 1. He goes side by side with Kyle Busch. Coming out of turn 2, he slides up. He hits Kyle Busch. Kills his momentum, but 42 has more momentum. He passes Kyle Busch. He clears Kyle Busch before they get to turn 3. They get to turn 3. Kyle Busch is literally this far from his bumper. He bumps Kyle Larson out of the way. That slides him up the track and gets him loose. Somehow Kyle Busch, he he slid up the track and hit the right side wall. There's multiple things happening. Kyle Larson, he semi-spins, but he shifts it into third. And he's semi-spins, he loses a lot of speed. Kyle Busch, he goes ahead. Kyle Busch wins. Kyle Larson's able to save it and go back to second. And it was a very close second and third, I remember. But basically what happened is Kyle Busch wins. Kyle Larson is second. Kevin Harvick's third. Truex Jr. fourth. Clint Bowyer fifth. Now, the thing about the move, it was very controversial, that final lap. Like I said, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, this is Kyle Busch, this is Kyle Larson. They were coming in to turn 1. They come out of turn 2. Kyle Larson trying to do a slide job. Kyle Busch is able to pass because he has the higher momentum on the high side. He bumps Kyle Busch. Kyle goes in the wall, kills momentum. 42 is able to pull ahead. They get into turn 3. Kyle Busch bumps him. 42 spins, but he's able to shift into third. And he's able to semi-save it, but he still loses a lot of speed. Kyle Busch is able to slide, unfortunately slides up, hits the wall, goes on to win. Kyle Larson is able to shift into third, save it, and go to get the second. And I'm going to give my opinion on the move. I believe the move that Kyle Busch put on Kyle Larson was justified because Kyle Larson tried to pull a slide job on Kyle Busch in turn 1, and it didn't work. A lot of people are going to be mad because it's Kyle Busch, but in my opinion, I believe the move was justified. And Kyle Busch should get his win. I have respect for Kyle Busch. I'm not a Kyle Busch fan, but I respect his win. And what was funny is as soon as he went to go get his checkered flag in the post lap, he had a tire going down. But when he got his checkered flag, the camera had it on his face, and he did a little whimper to all the crybaby fans out there. But basically, that was it. Kyle Busch wins. There's not really much else to say. My boy Truex finishes 4th. That's a solid day for him, but still, if Kyle Busch is getting 1st and Harvick's getting 3rd, 4th ain't gonna cut it. But what can you do? There's not really much else to say. The move is very controversial. Like most NASCAR fans, they're gonna be split. I believe the move is justified. I have respect for Kyle. That's it. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna be doing a new segment every week. The commercial that's the most notable or annoying. Unfortunately, I cannot call out the eBay commercial, the eBay fashion commercial, because I don't remember seeing it air. But I'm just gonna say that the most notable commercial or annoying commercial of the race has to be the Geico football commercial, where he does a goal and slides forever in the 30-second commercial. But that's my notable commercial. Kyle Busch wins. Truex 4th. Very controversial move. Next week's Daytona, my pick right here is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. because he won 2 restrictor plate races last year, and the Fords have also been dominant. He also got a top 5 in the Talladega Spring Race. Yeah, that's it. My name's Tyler Johnson. I make race reviews and hopefully more videos. I will talk to you later. Peace out.